Alrighty. What's going on, guys? Drew Hernandez here. We are live and we are about to get into it. Got my son here hanging out. He traveled with me this time. It's like the Mandalorian type of thing, you know. You guys know who he is. I'm gonna wait for some people to get in here. So we are gonna go over what happened to me a couple nights ago. What's going on, guys? If you guys, welcome to the live stream. This isn't the official podcast, obviously. Quality differences are obvious, but this will probably be the last time I do a live stream on the road with such, low quality equipment. I ordered a bunch of stuff, but hasn't come in yet, so I should have it by next week. So we'll actually be doing the podcast on the road when all my stuff comes in. So thank you guys for everyone that helped me with that as well. And hey, thank you all for the donations that came through because I got arrested. I truly appreciate that. You guys have my back, so thank you guys for that, man. We're just gonna wait a couple more minutes to join the chat. What's going on? I'm gonna go over my arrest. I know you guys can probably maybe faintly hear. I'm still here in Louisville, so I don't know if you guys can faintly hear the sirens in the background. They're passing back and forth. So make sure, guys, if you guys, yes, I was locked up. I was kind of listening to Akon in my mind for the 23 hours that I was locked up here in Louisville. So if you guys are joining the chat, if you guys are joining tonight, make sure to hit the like button. Please let YouTube know that you actually like me, and you like my show, and you like what you're watching. It seems like that's what the algorithm listens to. The algorithm, not yet, right? The algorithm can't read your mind yet. Based upon, it can't hear. Well, I guess it can hear. I guess that's a misstatement. But as of right now, it can't read your mind without any information coming from your phone or the internet or any data. So make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the notification bell. I don't even know if that works anymore, but just do it anyways, because if it works, if you get lucky, you'll get notified when I go live or I post a new piece of content. So I know a lot of people aren't. I'm going to just be honest with you. I was really pissed off about being arrested. But I'm going to give you guys an explanation as to why I feel the way I do, what exactly happened this night. And if you were in my shoes, you'd be pretty pissed off too. And so let's get started. Let me pull up my chat thing here real quick before we get this going. Give me a second, y'all. Yeah, I know people have been saying I'm salty and this and that, and it's like I really don't. One thing you guys need to understand about Drew Hernandez, if you haven't by now, it's I literally do not care about what people say. Like, I do what I do. I speak the truth. I do my job. I do it very well, better than more than half of the professional industry that's been in it for the game longer than me. Whatever, I don't care. So just you guys just need to understand that. I really don't care. Okay, so here, let me pull this up real fast. Hey, we just hit 45,000 subscribers on YouTube. Shout out to you guys, Real News Gang. Awesome. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Let me pull this up because it is not showing me your guys' comment. I'm trying to pull up your comments. Give me a second. Hold on. I have my laptop right here. And we're good. Okay. Alrighty. Sorry for that awkward moment. Let me see if I can do this right here. So let's get into this. Also, guys, make sure to, if you haven't by now, Tatum Report. I work for the Tatum Report, Brandon Tatum. brother, awesome, love him and his wife. Make sure to go subscribe to the Tatum Report YouTube channel and Brandon Tatum's YouTube channel as well. And go read news. It's kind of like in the Drudge Report style on the tatumreport.com. A lot of my work that is exclusively getting posted to that website is and can be seen there. So guys, make sure, and even in your browser and Safari, make sure to save or bookmark tatumreport.com, because a lot of my work is getting exclusively posted directly to the tatumreport.com. So let's get into this. So a couple nights ago, obviously I rolled into Philadelphia. You guys all saw that, literally, right? You guys all saw that on my Twitter feed. I showed up, I was reporting. The unlawful assembly was declared, I want to say maybe around 6, between 5 and 7 p.m. An unlawful assembly was declared. The curfew was already declared because the state of emergency was declared. And so, just like any other state, for the press, we just continue to document what's going on. A lot of the times we are filming the police a little more because the mainstream news won't film what's actually happening to police on the riot lines. This happens in Portland, this happens in Seattle, this happens everywhere. So sometimes we'll film a lot of what's going on, the preliminary events leading up to the unlawful assembly and leading up to when police begin to start to take action against rioters. So if you guys have ever watched my content, CNN won't cover that. All these left-leaning news organizations, even sometimes Fox, they won't cover what rioters are actually doing, sometimes hours before police begin to move in because of the unlawful assembly, because they're rioting, or because they're burning down buildings, or X, Y, and Z, whatever, right? So like Louisville, I was doing this as well. I've never had problems with the police in the past. I support police to an extent, those that are good, those that are honest, those that actually do their jobs right. I have never said in my entire lifetime that I blindly support the police, because I'm fully aware that there are corrupt cops. That is real, even police officers. I even work for a former police officer. But there are corrupt police officers in departments, and some cops that just are incompetent, just like any other occupation, in the fire department, in the military, if you work in the school system, in the education system. No matter where you look, there's going to be incompetent people that suck at that job that they've been hired to do. There will be corrupt people that work at movie theaters, that work at churches, that steal money, that are corrupt, that are evil. This is the world we live in, okay? So I can't sit here and say that police departments are immune to stupid, evil people that have been hired. That happens everywhere, okay? So I just have to come out and say that from the very beginning, okay? So I'm not anti-police. I'm anti really incompetent, stupid, corrupt police that don't do their job well, just like any other occupation on the face of planet Earth, okay? Like, I think if you are incompetent and you are an a-hole and you don't do your job well and you don't do the full extent of what you've been hired to do, regardless of what that is, I think you're an idiot, and I think you shouldn't have that job because you're ruining it for the rest of us, right? One bad cop could make an entire police department look terrible, and that's a biblical concept. A little bit of leaven leavens the whole lump. It infects the whole lump. Just one little toxic, just one little thing can taint the entire thing. That's a biblical concept, whether that's your own body, whether that's your own Christian walk, whether that's an organization. One little bit of leaven can leaven the whole lump. So, and that happens with police departments. So I'm not going to sit here and say, that's why I posted on Twitter. I didn't say, oh, the whole department, the whole correction facility, screw them all. I'm more mature than that. I'm more professional than that. I understand there are officers in the police department that are good, that are righteous, that do their jobs well. That's why I'm not fully for defunding the police. But there were a couple ridiculous officers, unprofessional officers, that were not taking me seriously, disregarding what I was saying. That not only is that unprofessional, that's ridiculous. Those dudes should be fired like that, in my opinion. So let's get into this. So I began to cover the night. The unlawful assembly was declared. They called a curfew this night. I was just following the protesters, the rioters around. They were already trying to burn a justice building. That's what set off the police to actually come out in formation with their shields. That's what kicked off this particular night. So once that happened, when the police came out in formation after the rioters, arsonists, started burning a justice building, that's when they all dispersed. All of the rioters, the protesters, they all dispersed throughout the city. They went outside of, right now in Louisville, the whole little downtown area where the Breonna Taylor shrine has been erected, which is pretty extensive in the area when you look at it. That area, you can't drive into it. It's blocked off by roadblocks. It's like a no-drive zone. You can go in there, you can walk in there, but it's literally a no-drive zone. They have blocks and blocks and blocks blocked off. So when this happened, when the protesters and rioters dispersed because the police came out in full riot gear and in formation after these arsonists tried burning down a building, they all went outside of the no-drive zone, right? So they all went back in formation. All the protesters, rioters, they went outside. They started marching through neighborhoods, marching through alleys. They were busting windows. They were lighting fires. They were going same stuff, right? I'm documented it. Same stuff that I'm catching on film. And there was a point where police officers, and this is why I think the police officers were on edge this night, and they were treating everyone like crap, which I understand. I understand why police officers are treating these rioters like crap once they get apprehended and they're in the correctional facility. I get that, okay? I understand that game, okay? And I'm gonna get to that. So there were 2 officers. I haven't even checked the reports, you guys, so you have to forgive me. I just got out of jail last night, didn't sleep for 24 hours, barely got some sleep last night, woke up, had to go get my stuff out of a facility that they took all my equipment to, had lunch real quick, got back, fell asleep again, took a nap, and I just woke up right now to do this live stream with you. So I haven't really seen too much. There were a couple officers that were shot. I don't know if they died, I don't know if they passed away, but this night, officers, the protesters and rioters were burning, making fires, they were lighting things on fire, they were busting windows, they were marching through alleys and residential areas. And so they finally came head to head with police on this particular street. The police, and they were throwing things at police officers throughout the night, right? Anytime we would pass a police line, they would just chuck all kinds of random stuff, objects, whatever at police. So they finally came head to head to the police at this particular street. The police launched, I don't know what it was, but it was pretty big. I've never heard it in person before. Maybe if there's police officers watching me right now, I don't know what kind of non-lethal munition it was, but it was launched straight into the sky, and it was huge. It was like almost like a firework went off, but it wasn't a firework. So it lit the whole sky. 2 of those were launched into the air. The rioters dispersed, but once those 2 non-lethal munitions were fired, there was a lot of armed, I guess you could say, citizens this night. A lot of guys, women walking around with AR-15s, walking around with handguns, protesters on the BLM side. They were marked with like purple stripes all over their bodies. So there were protesters armed with semi-automatic rifles and handguns, pistols. They appeared to be, it looked like maybe a 9mm, a Glock, I'm not sure. So when the police launched these 2 pretty intimidating munitions into the air and lit up the sky, there was instantly, I posted this on Twitter, someone returned fire. I don't know who it was. Someone returned 9 shots. You can hear them, ba, 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 in return. Those were not police shots. I'm not quite too sure. I don't know. I just know 9 shots went off. All of the rioters just fled like cockroaches. And then I started hearing reports that officers were shot. Now curfew was already called. So all the rioters dispersed. Some of them, if you saw the footage, some of them were trying to hide under the grass. They got caught, got arrested. They were going head to head. The rioters were going head to head with the police, calling them Nazis. Same old thing, I'm getting the footage. Same old thing, I'm getting the footage. Till eventually I'm walking around because the police have like every street blocked off. Now curfew's already called. It's already called. While this is all going down, an unlawful assembly has already been called like an hour before all this or two, and curfew is already enacted. So I'm walking around and cops are all over the place. I walk up to a police officer and I ask him, hey, my name is Drew Hernandez. I'm an investigative journalist, reporter. I work for Brandon Tatum, thetatumreport.com. He's a former police officer. What just happened? Can you give me any information so I can report this so that everyone knows what just happened? Because I saw it, but I would like a comment directly from the source. The police officer told me that a couple of officers had been shot and that they're being taken away by ambulance. Why did that police officer didn't detain me? He didn't arrest me. He's a good cop, dude. Okay. He didn't say, hey, you need to get curfew's out. You need to go home. You need to go home. Wasn't intimidating. He gave me the information. The curfew had already been called. The unlawful assembly had already been called. And when I went and questioned this officer, identified myself as media, showed him my credentials, he gave me a comment. Didn't arrest me. Makes no sense. So I'm still walking around. I make my way back to downtown, the downtown area where the Breonna Taylor shrine is at. And there's a riot line of police in formation and full riot gear. And some protesters started to gather. About, I would say maybe in total more than 100. Because there was like 127 arrests made in this area. So there was more than 120 that regrouped and came back. So at this point, an unlawful assembly and curfew had already been announced hours prior to all of this. And I already interacted with police. And they didn't arrest me. But now when we all came back to the downtown area where the Breonna Taylor, I'm sorry. I am tired. But now when we all came back to the downtown area where the Breonna Taylor shrine is, where this is the same location they tried to burn down the building earlier, okay? If you're staying with me, continue to put the pieces of the story together, all right? So the protesters started gathering. One protester was extremely heckling police officers, saying all kinds of crazy, ridiculous things. There was a black police officer that was in formation. He started calling him a sellout. So then out of nowhere, this is typical. This stuff always happens, you guys. I've been to countless riots. It's always the same thing, always, okay? They heckle, they egg on, they bait the police to a skirmish. Police launch tear gas canisters. They make a few arrests. Press captures it, and we all go home. It's always the same thing. So after the hecklers are heckling police, the police, I don't know if it was sheriffs, I don't know exactly who it was, they get on the intercom and they make an announcement again. They say, this has already been declared an unlawful assembly, and you are being advised to disperse peacefully the area. Do so now, or we will deploy non-lethal chemical agents to disperse, and you will be arrested. They said this 3 times, and they probably gave the rioters, I would say, close to maybe 20 to 25 minutes to peacefully disperse. Now, while this was happening, I was unaware, but now I know. While they were actually giving rioters the option to peacefully disperse, police started sectioning off all the surrounding streets, getting ready to kettle the rioters and make mass arrests. So I don't know if you actually could have left. I don't know at this point, because I've never had to leave. I've never, ever in my career, I've been to countless riots. This has never happened to me. And whatever, I'm not salty about it. I signed up for this, but it was interesting, and I'm gonna explain to you what did really bother me. There were two things that bothered me about this, and I'm gonna explain to you why. So they announced the unlawful assembly. They gave them options to peacefully disperse. They gave them about 25 minutes. Police started to lock down all exits to this location. You can see it, right? And you see some of the footage. The rioters didn't listen. They're saying all kinds of perverted. It's just the same thing, always over and over and over again. So I'm just sitting there with my camera, getting ready to document for the police. This is why I don't leave, you guys. The reason why I don't leave, whether it's an unlawful assembly declared or curfew or not, the reason why I don't leave is because if people like me leave, there's no one there to document on video what actually happened. And police get slandered. That's the main reason why I do that. Because the police don't have a voice in those situations. It happens in Portland, it happens in Seattle, it happens all over the place. Most of the time, police don't have that. They might have a journalist behind the scenes here and there, but they're behind the police line and they don't get the footage that I get with the rioters. It's like a full-blown picture. That's why I don't leave. I know a lot of people on Twitter are like, oh, well, you're not immune to the curfew. You're not immune. I'm like, dude, you don't even understand. If I'm not there, you will never know what actually happened on the rioters' side. All of the vile crap, all of the amounts of times that they were warned to disperse, all the stuff that they're continuing to throw. Cops don't get that a lot because their journalists are behind on the riot lines. So this is why I stay, and I risk, I guess, getting arrested. So you're welcome. Anyways, so police, they started, the whole, in their formation saying, move. You guys have seen that, right? And they were, walking towards the rioters. They were starting to go up against them. They didn't fire a lot of actually, I don't even think they fired any tear gas this night. Yeah, I don't think they fired any tear gas canisters. They started pressing the rioters back. And at this point, this is when everyone, all the rioters and press, were being pushed back by everybody. And so they basically kettled everybody to where the Breonna Taylor, it was kind of like a horseshoe, kind of like we were all right here, and then the police kettled everybody on an opposite street, all the way in front of the correctional facility, right here. Okay, it was just we started here. They kettled everyone on the other side on another block, right? In front of the correctional facility. So when they pushed us back from here all the way right here, this right here in front of the correctional facility, it was pretty savage by the police. I'm not going to lie. They mass arrested more than 120 people. I was one of them. They charged people for unlawful assembly. They charged people for failure to disperse, obviously for the curfew. Some people had unregistered weapons on them. I think some people had, I don't know, I'm not sure, narcotics. I'm not sure. There was all kinds of stuff. Some people had warrants, standing warrants that got arrested. There were like some pretty violent criminals that got arrested. So they started commanding all of us, get on the ground, get on the ground, get on the ground, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to try and run away. I'll just let them know who I am. I'll give them my credentials. I'll tell them who I am. They could freaking Google me and find out who I am like that. Like, I'm not a freaking rioter. I'm not one of these damn people, okay? So I was very respectful. I was very honest. I was very calm. I wasn't getting aggressive. I wasn't, like some kind of hothead, like, do you know who the hell I am? Like, no, I was just saying, like, this is what I said. So the first police officer, when they first put me in plastic cuffs, I told him who I am. I told him what I do. I said very calmly, Antifa and BLM are out here, and they're press. These people have doxed me. They've threatened my life. If you guys arrest me, I could get killed. These people threaten me. They threaten to kill me. They call for my death, okay? I tell the officer that, and he says, okay, we won't call you out by name. Officer 1, we won't call you out by name. So just right now, just hang tight. I'm like, okay, well, maybe they're actually going to listen to me. And at this point is when they started to actually call out for Shelby of Daily Caller and George Ventura of Daily Caller, because their chief editor actually called the police department and said, hey, you have two of ours. They shouldn't be arrested. They're simply just reporting what's going on. So the police were actually looking for them. The police found George. A police officer told George, we know you're press, your boss just called us, but you're going to get arrested and booked anyways. I'm just reporting to you what happened. This is why I tell you guys, there are some ridiculous, incompetent, bad cops. There are. They're just, I've never said that there aren't, okay? And I don't make this crap up. I know it's hard for a lot of conservatives right now. I know it's hard for you guys to, your bubble gets bursted because you're like, oh, I thought we're just supposed to back the blue, not blindly, as if there aren't bad, evil human beings. There are some a-hole cops that exist in departments that are incompetent, that don't do their jobs right. And we need to call them out because they ruin it for all the other good cops. I'm in defense of good police officers. I always have been, and I always will be. I don't think we should defund good police officers. If you're a bad crap a-hole cop, then you shouldn't be working as a cop because of stuff like this. You ruin it for all the other good cops. You ruin it for the rest of us. And BLM and Antifa, see, this is what separates me from BLM and Antifa. They will take an instance like this, grab it, and taint the whole damn organization, taint the whole department as if all of you are just this bad. I won't do that because I'm not that immature and I don't have this political agenda to defund police. I'm just here to tell the truth, period. Whether conservative, whether liberal, leftist, Democrat, Republican, I am here to tell the truth, period. That's why I'm here. If you've ever read my description, that's literally what it says on YouTube. So I tell the first police officer who I am, and that's what he tells me. So some time goes on. Of course, all the BLM and Antifa people, they're all, shouting all kinds of crazy things at police, harassing them verbally, all kinds of just vile stuff at cops. And I'm just sitting there all quiet. I'm just like, I swear I better not get wrapped in with these morons, dude. So police come and they pick me up and they say, okay, we're going to put you on the opposite side of the street, because they started taking people to booking. Literally, they took them into booking. So they picked me up and put me on the opposite side of the street, where the people that they already started taking to the booking station. So I kind of filled their place on the street. This took hours to do. So as I'm sitting on the street, the officer comes up to me and starts searching my bag again, a different officer. And I said, am I being arrested and booked? I've already told you guys who I am, what I do. This doesn't really make sense to me. I'm not a freaking rioter. I'm actually out here to back you up, because you have press out here that's not out here to back you up. So I thought. He says, yes. And by the way, I had my body cam on this whole time. So if anyone thinks I'm lying, bring it, bro. And I'm just shocked. And because I was sitting next to a bunch of BLM and Antifa, fake press and rioters, I can't say anything out loud. I can only say these things very faintly when I'm right next to the officer. So when he just disregarded me and walked away, I was quiet, meek, and respectful the entire night. I didn't get aggressive at all. Gave them no reason to treat me the way they did this night. So the cop walks away. And then at this point, guys, this is what concerned me the most, okay? This is for people on Twitter and everybody out there that's saying, oh, well, you're not exempt from the law. You break the law, you do the time. Oh, really? So explain this to me. Riddle me this, Batman. So I'm sitting there, and out of nowhere, I've already identified myself, who I am, what I do, who I work for. I showed them my credentials as legitimate paid press. I told them I'm literally legitimate paid press. I'm not even out here independent right now. I'm on the clock. I work for Brandon Tatum. He's a former police officer. I'm literally I'm not like this fake media out here that claims to be press. Like I'm legitimately press. Out of nowhere, I'm sitting there arrested with all these rioters, all these fake press people. Out of nowhere, a group of like 15 journalists, press, videographers, all marked with press, walk up on the corner right next to sheriffs and their armed vehicles, and they start filming our arrest. And the police didn't arrest them. Same thing I was doing. Literally the same thing I was doing. Literally the same thing I was doing. These journalists and these press, these videographers all walk up. Yes, press. Yes, press. They all walk up. They start filming our arrests. And right next to the sheriffs, the same sheriffs that just arrested all of us. And they let them. They're out past curfew. Why are they not getting arrested? I don't understand. They're all a part of the same thing. It makes no sense. No sense. This is why I was very bothered and pissed off, okay? Because I'm being arrested and I am literally credentialed press. And they tell me they don't care. And even George Ventura, they tell him to his face, we know you're press, but you're getting arrested and booked anyways. And then they let this, I don't know what's going on in this police department. I don't know what's going on with the mayor. I have no idea. All I know is that this was the most ridiculous, unprofessional thing that I've seen so far dealing with the police. As an investigative journalist that supports police. These press show up, they're allowed to document all of our arrests. I don't know if these cops just wanted a huge headline story in the morning saying we arrested 127 rioters and whatever. Fine, I get it. Just do it. We need some good stories out there. But don't include 3 freaking reporters that are there to support you. And I'm not talking about the whole department. It's these specific cops. And so, yeah, these press show up and they're freely allowed to do it. Like they were sitting there for like maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And of course, all the BLM and Antifa kids started going crazy. And they were saying, oh, well, how come that press can be there, but we can't? And for a slight moment, I was literally agreeing with like Black Lives Matter and these like Antifa press kids. I'm like, yeah, you got a point there. I don't know if you guys are legitimately credentialed or, I mean, we have the First Amendment, right? Or so I thought. So when that happened, and like I said, I can't come out and say anything because I don't want anybody to know who I am. It didn't even look like local news. Does that matter? Why does that matter? Anyways, so they start picking everybody up and they start walking us to the booking station. So when I got picked up by an officer, he took me to a squad car and he started writing out my citation. And this is when I told him, and I know these are 2 different entities. Brandon explained this to me. Brandon Tatum explained this to me when I got out. The police department that was apprehending and making the arrests is a different entity than the actual officers in the correctional facility booking the arrests and taking you into jail, right? They're 2 different entities. So this officer that picked me up and took me to the squad car that was writing my citation, I respectfully told him, I said, look, bro, this is who I am. You could literally Google me right now. I'm an investigative reporter. I work for Brandon, and I'm not name dropping Brandon. Like I'm just straight up telling this guy, I literally work for Brandon Tatum, TatumReport.com. He's a former police officer. I'm not out here a part of an unlawful assembly. I'm not out here rioting. I'm documenting this for you guys as well, so you guys have sufficient evidence because you guys get smeared all the time. And this is what he said when I said I work for Brandon. He's like, yeah, I know the name. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, so are you guys really going to arrest me? Are you guys really going to put me in jail right now? And he's like, yeah, sorry, man. He's like, what were you doing out here? I was like, I just told you what I was doing out here. I was like, are you guys really going to put me in jail? Like, are you serious? And he's just like, yeah, sorry, man. I was like, dude, listen, if you could at least segregate me. I told him, I was like, these people dox me. They call for my death. I can show you. I've showed you guys. I've showed you screenshots of Black Lives Matter and Antifa people calling for me to die, to kill myself, death threats. I've showed you guys this stuff. I'm telling this officer, this is who I am. This is what they do to me because I'm not on their side. And you're about to put me in jail as if I am. I could get killed tonight. Over a curfew? A violation of curfew? I said, the least you could do, officer, and I wasn't saying it this passionately. I was super respectful, okay? And I'm going to get to why, okay? So whatever people are saying in the comment sections, it's completely, about whatever laws, this and that. I'm not bothered about that. Right now on my iPhone. I'm not bothered about that. I'm bothered about what I'm explaining to you right now. I asked this officer, I said, look, I'll do this time, whatever. I'll have my lawyers and my attorney, they'll get rid of this like that, okay? Whatever. I know you got to do your job, whatever. I said, the least you can do for me, because these people want to kill me. If they find out who I am and I'm in there, they can kill me. I said, the least you could do is segregate me. And he said, okay, we'll try and figure it out. And when we put you in there, I'll talk to the officers, the correction. Sorry, people are calling me. And I'll talk to the CO, the correctional officers, to help you out with that, right? This is what the officer told me. Sorry, people are calling me like crazy. This is what the officer told me. So he didn't listen to me, and took me to the booking station. I walk into the booking station, and it is just so embarrassing, dude. There's like 100 plus people in there. They have like all of the, like chain link fence, and everyone is, arrested. They're all cuffed up together, like animals, like cuffed up. Oh, it might be, yeah. Yeah, it is, go, please. Sorry, guys. So we're all handcuffed together, like literally body to body, not 6 feet apart, probably like 2 feet apart. And, we're all attached by cuffs. Yeah, chain gang, there you go, chain gang. And some of us, I was handcuffed to a chain link fence. And I'm just sitting there like, this is absurd, ridiculous. This is all over curfew. And so I'm sitting there, I'm about to be booked, and they take my picture, and they cuff me to a freaking chain link fence like some kind of freaking damn rioter. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable, okay? It's ridiculous. Literally ridiculous. This is all for a curfew, okay? This is all for a damn... I got a curfew ticket when I was 16 years old for actually doing some bad things. And police, when they caught me, they let me go home. They actually gave me a ride home. So, like, when this is happening, I'm just like, this is freaking ridiculous, dude. So I'm handcuffed like a freaking animal with all these other freaking rioters. And when I finally get they put all of when you finally get officially booked, and they pat you down, and they take your fingerprints, the whole 9 yards. Right before I did that, when you put all of your belongings, property in a bag, when I'm putting my property in a bag, when I finally got my name called like 3 hours later, I was literally like cuffed to a chain link fence for like 3 hours over curfew. I didn't even do anything. I put all my stuff in the bag and I tell the officer, this is what I said, okay? I told him the same thing I told the first officer. They want to kill me. This is who I am. Can you guys at least segregate me and put me by myself? X, Y, and Z. I explained to him the severity of the situation. If you guys put me in there and they find out who I am, they can kill me. They've called for my death. Are you not listening? I said it very respectfully. And all he said was, with a freaking smart-ass look on his face, oh, well, just don't tell him who you are. That's it. That was his response. This is why I say there are incompetent, stupid, ridiculous police officers. I will never say that they don't exist, because they do, and I'm fully aware. And there might be people on the left. There might be people that are watching this stream. Guys, you may be listening to me for the first time, but I've never said that bad, ridiculous, stupid cops don't exist. I've never said that. I don't back the blue blindly. That's not me. You got the wrong guy. Why? Because of stuff like this. Are there corrupt cops? Are there bad cops? Are there incompetent cops just like every other organization or entity on planet Earth? Yes. Yes. And guys like this ruin it for everybody else. You guys are lucky that I'm not some legitimate leftist reporter, because if I was, CNN would have eaten this freaking alive. You guys are so lucky that I'm not like that, because I can take this and smear the entire department, but I'm not going to do that because I'm mature and I know how to dissect a situation and pinpoint why this was really happening. So I don't blame the whole department. I don't smear the whole department. I smear this stupid cop that from my perspective, I want that guy fired because he put my life in danger, legitimately put my life on the line over a damn curfew ticket. I could have got killed Wednesday night in that jail, in that correctional facility. I could have got killed in there over a damn curfew ticket. People are saying you could sue. I might. Because, I back the blue, but I don't back stupid blue, okay? Because I do not accept or tolerate that a police officer, after hearing who I am, doesn't even try and verify who I am. After I specifically tell him, if you put me in there, you can get me killed. At least, I told him, I was begging him, at least segregate me, put me in my own cell. I'll stay here for however long you want me to do. Just put me in my own cell. That's the least you can do. All I was told. He's calling me. And I wasn't saying it disrespectfully and passionately like this. I was saying it very respectfully, okay? And that was his response. That's it. Someone said, do you think they had room in the jail to segregate you because you asked? Come on, dude. Oh, the legend of whatever your name is. Just wait. Let me finish, buddy. Ridiculous. Do they have room? Come on, dude. Unbelievable. There you go. Do they have room? You guys see that comment? Unbelievable. Look at that. Do they have room? Come on, dude. It's COVID. They're letting freaking prisoners out of jail. Are you serious? Do they have room? So they put me in jail. And I'm just, it was humiliating. It's humiliating. The whole 9 yards. They make you spread. They pat you down, whatever. Take your fingerprints. They put me in general population with more than 45 people. Dude, there's so many ways you can cut this, dude, with COVID. Like, dude, I'm telling you, man, this is not good. They put me in a damn general population cell with more than 45 Black Lives Matter people and, Antifa press sympathizers with a phone. So you can use the phone in the cell to call whoever you want. All it took was for one of these people to call someone from the outside and hear that Drew Hernandez is in the same cell with you. take care of them. That's all it took. I had to sit in this cell, literally, for 23 hours with a blanket over my body. I couldn't let anyone really see my face or my hair. All it took was for one person to figure out who I was, and they could kill me. And you might say, oh, you're exaggerating. Are you serious? Exaggerating. These people call for my death. They send me death threats. These people, they dox me all over Twitter. They announce my location everywhere I go. I'm exaggerating because I'm in a jail cell with more than 45 BLM Antifa sympathizers? And I'm exaggerating because I want to be put segregated somewhere else? I'm exaggerating? Maybe you don't understand because you're not living and walking in my shoes. And until you do, don't ever comment on somebody's life without understanding the facts and what it's like to live like this. Listen, I'm not complaining. I signed up for this. I signed up for this. What I didn't sign up for is an incompetent officer that put my life in freaking danger with disregarding who I was. And I'm not saying this trying to flex, like, do you know who I am? Like, no, that's not what this is. It's more of this is how I said it, officer, this is who I am. I'm Drew Hernandez. I work for Brandon Tatum, BLM, Antifa. They're all here right now. They've sent me multiple death threats. They dox me. If they find out who I am, sir, they can kill me. They've called for my death. They've called for me to suicide myself. If these people find out who I am, they can kill me. Please, can you segregate me? That's the least I'm asking for. And what was the response? Oh, just don't tell them who you are. This is why people hate cops. And you know what? Sorry guys, let me plug in my laptop real quick. And so yeah, I get put in the cell. They're treating us like crap, which I get. I get it. I understand why the correctional facility officers are treating these prisoners like crap. You're not showing up to a freaking Disneyland resort. You're calling them bastards every single night. You're calling to defund their careers every single night. You're rioting. Your protest just resulted in 2 officers shot. So I understand. I understand why officers were treating all of the detainees like crap for the 24 hours that we were all held for. But me? This is why I'm so pissed. Okay? This is why I am so angry, because my life was not taken into consideration. I was put in a freaking cell with more than 45 people that could potentially kill me if they found out who I was. And I stayed rational. I stayed calm. While I'm in the cell, I can't just go knock on the damn door and say, hey, I'm Drew Hernandez. Can you guys come over here real quick so I can speak with you so you can I can't do that. So I'm just sitting in the cell with a bunch of anxiety, sitting in the cell with just waiting, just getting ready to fight, just literally getting ready to fight, because the moment could have came, and by God's grace, because I was praying the whole time, by God's grace, that moment never came. But I still don't appreciate the fact that this officer completely disregarded my life, okay? So I'm in the cell, no one got physically abused, but we were supposed to be released by like 9 a.m. the next morning. Police officers were playing good cop, bad cop. I get it. You're dealing with rioters that are freaking committing arson, calling you guys bastards I get it, but I am not them. And I'm being treated like this. I'm being fed freaking disgusting bologna sandwiches. I'm being told, oh yeah, your release papers, they're gonna start announcing them. Your pre-trial is going to come in the next couple hours. It's a lie. It didn't come for like the next 10 hours. Oh, your papers are going to be processed within the next 4 hours. It was a lie. It didn't come until maybe 23 hours later after I was detained, because that's when I was let out. That's what they do. Police officers will psychologically mess you up. And I get it, because you're dealing with criminals. I get it. I understand. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be like that with criminals. You can't be like super physically abusive, but I understand the mentality. I get it, okay? But I'm not one of these people. And I'm sitting in there, and this is happening to me. George Ventura was in there with me as well. Shelby from the Daily Caller, she was in a separate female cell as well. And it didn't matter. People were calling. Lawyers were calling for the Daily Caller. People from my squad were calling for me. The correctional facility was just giving BS answers. They were saying, "Oh, he should be released within the next 2 to 6 hours." It was nothing but lies. They were lying over and over and over, even though they were finding out that we were press, legitimate press. Whenever my wife would call to get into contact, they would just tell her, "Oh, he's going to be processed within the next 2 hours." I didn't get out for like another what?
I was calling all day.
Yeah, she was calling all day, and I didn't get out until maybe 23 hours after I was detained. This is why I keep using the word incompetent. This is ridiculous. The moment they found out who we really were, at least by the time we were in a freaking jail cell, they should have let us out. They left me in there. Guys, what I will say is this. There were, I think, 127 or 147 arrests, somewhere around there, right? Do you know when I got out? I got out 23 hours later. Out of 100 and let's just say 27. I think it was 127. Out of 127 people that were arrested, I was the fourth one out for curfew. For curfew. They left me in that damn jail cell for 23 hours. They had me detained fully 23 hours and left me in that damn jail cell. Yeah. Well, I'm not quite too sure how long I was actually in the cell, but I was fully detained from beginning to end, detained for 23 hours. Yep. That might be more accurate. I don't know. I didn't have time. I didn't have a watch on me when I was actually put in the cell. I think I was put in the cell I think my booking time was 4:23 a.m. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 6, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What is that? Dude, unacceptable. 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 I was in that cell. I was in that cell for about 18 hours. 18 hours for curfew. Guys, imagine being put in a jail cell with more than 40 people that probably hate you if they find out who you are, and that would probably kill you. Over curfew, bro. Over curfew. Over curfew. I just want to emphasize this. This was all over curfew. But they charged me with unlawful assembly. Are you freaking kidding me, dude? Guys, listen, my charge wasn't even curfew. They were just telling me that from the beginning. My charge ended up being unlawful assembly. I'm a reporter, bro. What do you mean? Come on, man. Curfew is a law. Yeah, bro, I get it. The point I'm trying to make is I'm not saying that I understand curfew is a law. I get that. What I'm saying is these ridiculous police officers weren't even listening to the fact that if they put me in that damn general population, they can kill me. That is what I'm condemning tonight. Because I even offered to them, I'll go do this time. Just segregate me. Right? So, yeah, 18 hours in the cell. I had to sleep on the floor. I had to sleep on the floor. And there were multiple times I could have gotten let out like that. And, you know, to me, I don't blame the whole police department. Like I said in my tweet, I said it was a couple bad officers. That could have changed that situation, in my opinion. I think it could have been changed. Come on. So that, from beginning to end, is exactly what happened with my arrest. And they prolonged it. They kept lying, you know, when the rioters inside were like, how much longer, how much longer? They would play good cop, bad cop. Oh, you know, you guys have a cell of 46, and, you know, your release papers are next. Your release papers are next. Yeah, 10 hours later, that's when I was released, after that was said to me. Which I get, because you're dealing with rioters and people that are calling you bastards every single night, and you're gonna mess with these people's minds. I get it, but I'm not one of these people. So for me, my takeaway from this, there's a lot of stuff that I need to work out with press-wise types of credentials. There's a lot of stuff that I have to work out. But what I will say is this, and this is kind of what I said in the beginning of the stream, is number one, police officers, this is why people say cops are wrong and evil. This is why people hate cops. Brandon Tatum did call for me. My whole team was calling for me. But the correctional facility wasn't freaking listening to anybody. They weren't letting anyone do anything. It's ridiculous, dude. Tatum did have my back. But this is why, because of one bad apple, I'm mature enough to not smear the whole department, okay? I'm mature enough to not smear the whole correctional facility. That's why I specifically said that in my tweet. Because I don't have Brandon T.W. Bass. How come you didn't call Tatum? Because I don't have his phone number memorized on the back of my head, okay? Forgive me. Because of a few bad apples or one bad apple, people who are not mature take that and they smear the whole department. A little bit of leaven leavens the whole lump. A little bit of leaven leavens the whole lump. This goes throughout all walks of life. Okay? All walks of life. And people are saying, do your homework. People are saying, like, dude, you're trash, bro. You're trash. I'm sorry. I got to get aggressive with you. You're literally trash. You have no idea what you're talking about, literally. A little bit of leaven leavens the whole lump. And police officers, obviously, I know you guys have each other's backs. You guys, it's a brotherhood. It's a whole new world. But accountability needs to be taken in every organization, in every entity, every walk of life. Accountability needs to be everywhere. Whatever you are, whoever you work for, whatever organization you're in, doesn't matter. Stuff like this, if there's officers in your departments that you know are like this, that are corrupt, that are a-holes, that are ridiculous, I issue a warning to you. I issue a warning to you. A little bit of leaven leavens the whole lump. These officers that may not be the majority might be the very thing that slanders, defames, destroys the integrity of your entire department. I'm mature enough to not take this and do that because I'm mature enough to understand what happened. But I issue a warning to every police officer, to everyone that's listening to me right now that is in law enforcement. People like this, men, women in your departments, in and around you that you know are like this, hold them accountable. That's biblical, especially if you're a Christian. Why? Because a little bit of leaven leavens the whole lump. One guy, one woman saying something stupid and unlawful will take your whole department down. We've seen it. Look where we are. So I'll keep you guys updated. I know I got a bunch of super chats. Yeah, my son is right there. My son is right there. So, hey, like I said, if you guys have ever read my description, I am here to tell the truth. Whether left, whether right, whether conservative, whether liberal, I'm here to tell the truth. So if that offends you as a conservative because I'm exposing a bad police officer, you need to rethink your ideology. Because if you are that ridiculously blind to still back corrupt blue, you're an idiot. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to take a couple super chats, so stick with me, okay? Let me get to this. I'm sorry. I know this is a live stream, but I wanted you guys to hear this directly from me, so let me get to this real quick. Top chat, live chat. There we go. I don't know why it doesn't show me all of them, dude. Okay, here, there's a couple here. Pop out chat. Let me see if I can pull it up right here real quick. Let me see. Happy you are safe. Thank you for that one. I'm not sure why this isn't showing me super chats, dude. Freaking YouTube, man. Give me a second, guys. I am trying to find these. All messages are visible. Look, switch it and it just doesn't show you. Give me a second, guys. This is just YouTube is hate doing this. The chat, remember your privacy. Man, I can't. Toggle timestamps. 59. Well, YouTube is not showing me super chats past 8:59. I keep toggling live chat, top chat, and YouTube is not letting me see this. You gotta be kidding me. Here's one from Have Tome. This is the only one I could see. County jail. They will leave you in 36 to 72 hours. That would very much suck. Wow. I got another one right here from Anonymous Medusa, Med USA. Happy you are safe. Thank you. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. From Cameron Jones, you're doing important work. Thank you. Hey, man, thank you guys for the love. I know a lot of people came to my side when this happened, you know, through donations and stuff, and I'm thankful. Thank you guys. You guys know how I am. I say this all the time on my streams. I'm really weird with money. I just think it's weird to ask people to support me because it's just, I don't know. It's just weird, you know? But I'm kind of coming to terms like, oh, okay, this is my job, whatever. So I thank you. I thank you, okay? I don't like grifters. And they're out there. Trust me. There are literally grifters out here trying to take y'all money. I'm being completely honest with you, man. They lie, they post all kind of stupid crap, and they're not honest. Let me see if I could find another super chat. I'm trying to find the ones from earlier. But this thing is just being... let me try my phone, look. Look, I click them on the top, and they're just disappeared. Yeah, 8:49 is as far as the chat will let me go. What time is it? Yeah, like 10 minutes. There's like a 10-minute thing. Man. Shoot. Yeah, Imam's Heart. I am scrolling through the live chat, and it only lets me go as far to 8:59, and then it just deletes. Just normally, I don't understand why YouTube has been doing this recently, but it's rather annoying. Actually, let me see if I can go to my my studio. Give me a second. I might be able to read them from there. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Supers. Seymour. Manage. Supers. Best. See y'all. 29. Today is the 25th. Okay, I found him. All right, I found him. Yeah, it gives you a list right here. Let me see. Okay, Gothic Serpent 99. I found him right here. All right, guys. Thank you. So Gothic Serpent 99 for you and Baby Yoda. Aw, brave you are. Needs this country desperately needs. Aw, you should have said it like Yoda. He says thank you. He doesn't talk much. He just kind of sits there and observes. So, thank you for supporting me and my son. Ooh, slightly offensive. Elijah Schaefer was in the chat. Dude, okay, you know what's funny? For Elijah, I don't even know if you're in here anymore, but this was a while ago. Like, I'll always make fun of Elijah. So if you guys hear me, like, ripping on Elijah Schaefer, it's because I do it in real life. Like, when we travel and, like, we've known each other for years. Like, way before we started our shows. And so when you hear me make fun of Elijah Schaefer and, like, really rip on him, it's not because I hate him. Because people last time were like, when I was doing it, they're like, F you, Drew. You wish you could be like Elijah. You're just grifting and talking crap on someone that you don't even. I'm like, dude, he's my friend, dude. Like, we do this in real life when we stay in hotels, like, known each other. That's how it is. So just so you know. Free Drew. Okay, super chat from you, Nar. Thank you. Namaste friends. Yeah. Alec Tuttles. If you're not vegan, take this to Wild Eggs tomorrow and get yourself a Mr. Potato Head carousel. Oh. Casserole with a side of chorizo gravy. Ooh, I like chorizo. You will not be disappointed. If you are vegan, give it to the homeless. Okay. Thank you, Alec Tuttles. I'll give it a shot. I'm thankful for anyone that, supports me to eat, right? Okay, thank you. Michael Galmore, what Christian denomination do you belong to? Love your work. I think denominations are a human thing. So I don't really subscribe to a denomination. I am just a believer, born-again believer in Christ Jesus out of John chapter 3. I guess you could just say non-denominational. I don't even feel comfortable subscribing to that. I am just a born-again believer in Christ Jesus, follower, disciple of the Lord Jesus Christ himself. I don't like subscribing to denominations. I think it's weird. Okay, Sierra Romeo 71. The salty armor got your 6. The salty army got your 6, Drew. We are near and far and support you and your work 100%. Salty army. Thank you guys, okay? Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys very much. And whoever Joey Goda is saying that Tatum said, I won't help you, that guy's a liar. Yeah, there's a troll in the chat. I don't give trolls a lot of attention, but because you're talking about my boss, I'm going to address you. Brandon Tatum is not like that. You're a liar. You're ridiculous. You're a slanderer, and you need to go home. You can stay in here and do whatever you want, but yeah, you're exposed. Gothic Serpent 99. Sorry, tried to talk to you, and without the likes of the evil squags of BLM, Antifa, liberal politicians, and sick media would have their way with you. Yeah, they definitely would have. Literally. Baddington, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for sharing this with us. Hey, thank you for supporting me. We are sharing this in the sense of we're sharing this together, okay? this journey that I've been on, for all of you that have been following me since day one, I've always told you guys, like Real News Gang, Truth Seekers, everyone that follows and supports my work, I've always told you guys this is something that we've all been experiencing together as like a movement, I guess. I don't know. You know, we've just been experiencing, you know, what I've been doing, all of that, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful that you guys get to walk through this with me. Not physically, like walking through a jail cell and, you know, kind of feel what this felt like, but at least we get to hang out after with me and my son. So thank you. Alrighty. Lindsay Updegrove, I love and appreciate your work, Drew. Saw you on Tim Pool's show, and it was by far my favorite 2 episodes. Wow, if Lydia and Tim are watching, wow. Lydia's, you guys know who Lydia is, Tim's co-host and producer. I love and appreciate your work, Drew. Saw you on Tim Pool's show, and it was by far my favorite 2 episodes. P.S. I love that Baby Yoda is behind you. Yes, he is gonna be in my show from now on. I think he really wanted to be on last podcast, and I said okay, and people loved him. So I think Baby Yoda is gonna be a big part of the Lives Matter official podcast going forward. So yeah. Alrighty, Solo 19 YT. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Drew, you do awesome work. Thank you. You are awesome. Gothic Serpent 99. Thank you for your work. Gothic Serpent photos, Instagram, IG. Be safe. Good, man. Never gave money. You deserve every penny. Hey, well, I appreciate it very much. Go and follow her. I think she inserted her plug for you guys to follow her. Gothic Serpent photos, Instagram, IG. So go follow her. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I have a feeling I know who you are. If you're someone that filmed for me in the past, we need to catch up. Thank you. Brando. Yeah, I don't know. Brando says, thank you for documenting all these riots. Have the rioters ever attacked you? They have put hands on me. Antifa has attempted to rip my mask off, my face mask off, and remove my helmet after it was all strapped in. Thankfully, I've been so undercover and incognito to the point where I've been able to fly under the radar at a lot of these riots. I would rather not get physically attacked. So yeah. Venezuelan capitalist, you are a frequent super chat giver. I thank you. You have capitalist in your name. You're probably wealthy. You know, that's definitely something that a lot of Venezuelans are trying to get back to right now. Like if you're actually from Venezuela, we all know, right? The Maduro regime and socialism has just decimated that economy and that culture. So good for you, man. Thank you. Very intelligent of the cops to have locked you up with criminals who have threatened your life. Glad you're okay. Thank you. I am glad I'm okay. My wife is glad I'm okay. My mom is glad I'm okay. And Baby Yoda, the child, my son. My son is glad I'm okay. David Hulgeen, you give me hope for the future. There's always a hope for the future in Christ. Yunar, I think we need to take a more libertarian approach to these issues. I agree. Less arbitrary laws that don't solve any issues like war on drugs. And I agree that I think I do have a more, and not because of this experience, I do have a more libertarian view on police. And let me explain what I mean, because you can take that and go anyway. What I mean is, I'm not the type of person that is 100% back the blue. I know a lot of you conservatives don't like what I just said, but just hear me out. Don't get triggered and, you know, like a leftist and just like unsubscribe and walk away forever, okay? If there's ever a police state, if there's ever some kind of communist, Marxist, totalitarian, authoritarian regime okay? When that happens, if that happens, when we find ourselves in a police state, it's the police that will become the enforcers of that regime. Now, at that point, patriots, patriot officers, constitutionalist officers, conservatives, whatever, right? That are within police departments, within the military, within these enforcement agencies, FBI, the list goes on. They are going to have to make a decision. Who do I serve? Do I serve the Constitution of the United States and the American people? Or am I going to serve a police state authoritarian regime? You're going to have to choose as a law enforcement agent. You will have to choose. You will have to choose America or, to keep your job, an authoritarian regime. This is why I don't 100% back the blue, because that day could come. It has already come in other countries where the police become the enforcers of the police state regime in communist regimes. Okay? So that's why I say I have more of a libertarian approach, because I wouldn't like to give police officers full authoritarian regime and power where we're a police state. That's why they call it a police state. If that were to ever happen in America. And like I said earlier, I fully support constitutionally based, that have taken constitutional oath, police officers that are righteous, that are honest, that actually do their jobs well, that are protecting and serving the American people. I will forever 100% back that blue. You with me? Good. But I will never back corrupt blue or authoritarian blue. Never. Have Tome. Check Clackamas County Jail. Yeah, I read that one earlier. Anonymous Med USA. Happy you are safe. Thank you. Thank you. Cameron Jones. You're doing important work. Thank you. Thank you, Cameron. Thank you. Bill Brower. Keep fighting, Drew. I will. I'll never stop fighting for this country. Trust me. Last first. Thank you so much, Drew. We need to know what's going on. And that is why I am doing this live stream. This live stream is not an attack on police. This live stream is to expose an incompetent police officer and to tell you guys, report to you what happened to me. I got a couple more right here. Give me a second. Let me see. Nicholas Carpenter. What would you say, Nicholas Carpenter, what would you say to someone who wants to do what you do? Hey, listen to me, okay? To someone who wants to do what I do, number one, you need to understand, in the kind of climate we are in right now, you could get killed, number one. All right? Antifa will dox you, they'll threaten you, they'll look for your family. Black Lives Matter is extremely violent, okay? They claim to not be, they claim to be peaceful, but when you're at these riots and BLM is out there and they're all lit, if they find an excuse to get this way, you get caught in the crosshairs, even if you're a homosexual. Remember, I showed you guys that in DC on the last podcast. So you need to go on this knowing that you can get killed out here, all right? It's not social media. It's not, just getting good content. It's not any of it. Like, this is becoming, I don't like to say wartime reporting because this isn't like Afghanistan, but the level of threat is getting up there. Because I think a lot of young people, I know I'm inspiring a lot of, independent journalists, independent reporters, and I'm okay with that. That's fine. I want that. But I want you guys to be responsible. Don't just think you can grab a phone and head to a riot and think you can just kind of like become me and Elijah overnight. It's not going to happen, okay? There's things we do. There's intel we gather. There's police officers we're in contact with. We strategize big time before we ever hit an area, where there's things we do because we go undercover. There's things we know about local Black Lives Matter chapters. There's things different about Antifa in different areas. They're the way that they move, the way that they gather. If you're wearing a certain piece of clothing, they'll know who you are like that. There's major intel, okay? My advice to you is if you don't have these kinds of things, don't go and do this right now. Because, I mean, you can. I'm not going to tell you you don't have the First Amendment right to free press and do this, but I'm just telling you there is an art to this right now. And I would advise you to, you know, I just got an idea, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want it to get jacked. But I would take that into consideration before you tried getting into this game right now. It's not just gaining followers and becoming like the next Ben Shapiro and stuff like that. Like, I love Ben. I'm just saying some people have that mentality where they like, oh, I want to be like Candace. I want to be like Ben. I want to be like XYZ. So I'm going to jump up on social media and make great content. This is a little different. And I'm not knocking on Candace. I'm just saying like that mentality, which is okay. It's fine. If you want to be the next Ben, you want to be the next Candace, you want to be the next Elijah, you want to be the next Drew. What I'm saying is there's something more dangerous for becoming the next Drew or more Elijah is what I'm trying to say right now. And that's where we are. So I'm just giving you advice to take that into consideration. Okay, let me see. Shelby Indiana Jones. I love the name. Shelby Indiana Jones. Could you let the cops know in advance you are there and get some officers' names that will be working with you on the case in case this happens? Yes, we are in the process of getting all that worked out for the future. The Red View. What's going on, man? Sam, dude, how are you? Hey, Drew, it's Sam. I'd love to get you in a quick interview. Want to meet up tomorrow? I'll be there around 11 in the evening. DM. Okay, I'm actually leaving tomorrow morning. So I won't be here in the evening, my brother. Sorry, man. I would do it. You know I would, man. George says, George, thank you for the super chat. $50 to call Elijah a tree-hugging hippie. I'll say much love, much respect. Elijah Schaefer, you damn tree-hugging hippie. You need to respect trees more, young man. And stop doing what you're doing. I'm telling you, I'm not afraid to say it, dude. Like, he's probably, like, when he watches this, he's just gonna laugh. Elijah Schaefer, you need to take trees more serious, damn it. You're taking trees too serious. You need to care about real things, like your wife. Oh, that'll get cut up and put somewhere on the internet. Oh, well. All right, Driller Dave, thank you for the super chat. Don't let it bring you down. It wasn't easy and might be the last time, but you're doing something important and needed. Be safe. Praying for your safety and success. Thank you. Stay righteous. Hey, man, I totally agree with you. This isn't bringing me down. This is, you know, I was really discouraged because I support the police. But like I said, I don't support incompetent, stupid police. So, like I said, it's bothersome. But thank you for the comment, man. All right, last one. Todd Thompson, thank you for getting the truth out. Please be safe. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your support. I truly do appreciate it. My son appreciates it. My wife appreciates it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to just completely just destroy the like button. Let YouTube know you like me, right? Let them know that you like me and you like this video, so that we get recommended more and that you get notified more often. Because if you actually like this content, that's how you let them know. And leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think after this is posted. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you would like to support me financially. The links will be in the description as well. The link to my website and all that good stuff. So I love you guys, and I'll be sending you guys more updates as the days come from where I will be reporting next. Where that will be, I don't know, because I don't want BLM and Antifa to know. So I will keep you guys in the loop on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Lives Matter Show. Follow me on Instagram at Lives Matter Official, and Parler at Lives Matter Official, and Facebook Lives Matter. I love you guys. Have a great night.